Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, viewers. Depending on the time zone where you're watching us from, you're welcome.
Okay, next to me sitting down here is a wonderful woman, and I want to use this opportunity to welcome Chiamaka Peters. Chiamaka Peters, you're welcome.
Thank you, moderator, and thank you, viewers, for being here.
Thank you very much. Do not forget that My Child and I is an interactive program. You are free to call us on 0916-8284-994. Do not also forget to go to our social media platforms and get us at Living Television on Instagram, Facebook, and our YouTube channel at Living Television. You can as well go to World Radio Garden and search for Living Radio 90.9. That is where you can listen to every other of our interesting audio programs and much more. Okay, today is a very important day, and like I said, it's also important in the sense that I have a very striking topic to trash today with this wonderful guest that I have here. So as you're listening, I need you to sit tight. Do not forget that when this program, My Child and I, started, I told you that My Child and I is packaged from Living Television to educate us out there to know how to run a lot of things, both in the family and in the society, also in the community and just in the society at large. Today we're going to be looking at a topic that says parental partiality in the family. Parental partiality in the family. Okay, we're just going to talk about a whole lot about it, but I want to know, I want Pastor Ben, I need you to tell the viewers, what is parental partiality? Just break it down, just define it in your own layman understanding.
All right. Parental partiality is a situation where a parent or both parents prefer a child to the rest of their children. They prefer a child. They love one more than the rest by circumstances or by their choice or by whatever perspective or whatever that may be their reason. But it's a situation where the parent prefers a child to the rest of the children.
Okay.
That's a brief explanation.
All right, thank you very much for that wonderful explanation. You've heard what he said, what he defined as parental partiality. Chiamaka Peters, please, do you have anything to add to that, or do you just subscribe to that 100%? You have nothing to add to that?
All right, let me also say this.
Okay.
I would say that parental partiality, actually consists of actions by which parents, or probably a parent, bestows greater affection or resources on a particular child, from amongst the kids in the family cycle, right? So it's about, it could be the father, or the mother, all right, showing greater preference, to a particular child. It could be the female child, it could be the male child in the home. But you could just notice when you come into that home that this is the preferred child of the mother or the preferred child of the father.
Wow, well, this is very good to know. I hope this, you've just nailed it. To add it up with what Pastor Ben also said, I think we have just got what we want from these two definitions or explanations. So now, what can we say that can cause this parental partiality? We have many causes, but can I just take some points from you? What do you think that can cause parental partialities? Let me throw it to you, Chiamaka Peters.
Okay, there could be a number of reasons where that.
Yeah, just give me a few reasons.
Yes, why that could actually be prevalent in homes. Okay, it could be that probably in a family, right? Traditional value system or belief system, some families will believe that the male child, it's more important in the society. So as a result, when they have a male child in the home, they will, pour a lot of love, a lot of attention on the male child. they will not really get their attention or bring show little attention to the female children in the home, because they will say the male children are the people that will take over, that will have to carry over our names. Okay, these are females in the home, in our homes. They will just grow up someday, get married, and some men will just take them away. Even our names will not be there again. So as a result, they will send their male children to school. Okay, or where they are unable to send them to school, they will ask them to go and learn a better skill, while the female children will just be home looking beautiful, because they expect that when they grow up, some men will just come and take them away. So traditional belief system can actually make some families, okay, to actually prefer a certain gender, okay, in the home and all that.
All right. That's a very strong point that you have just given. What's your take on that, Ben?
Yeah, adding to what our sister said here, traditional beliefs, to some people also, what I may call the circumstances that surrounded the birth of that child.
Okay.
Yes, the circumstance or the circumstances that surrounds the birth of that child. To some people, this girl child came, immediately she was born, I got employment. Immediately she was born, I got a contract. She came and she opened the door, the financial door of the family. Immediately she arrived. You see some of her parents, they named the girl Obianuju. The girl came in plenty. Yeah. So you see the father or the mother pouring out in a whole lot of love to him, to her or to him, depending on what happened. They say, when he came, that was when the contract was won. A lot of things, turned around in the family fortune turned around. So they now base those circumstances, to the arrival of the child. So by that reason, they now pour or lavish their love more on that particular child. Thank you.
Okay. So also, do you think that it's only on the positive side that a child, the circumstance of the birth of the child, do you think it's only on the positive child, like you said, is of Bianuju, everything? So what about the other part of it?
Yeah, yes. There's something also. Maybe the child may have come and immediately she was born. Maybe a disaster struck. Something wrong happened, an accident or whatever. They say, this child is an evil child, that kind of thing, and that will cause the mother or the parents to develop a kind of hatred on an innocent child. Let me put it that way, because it wasn't that child's fault that an accident took place, or the mother died, or even the father died. You see some fathers say, immediately this girl or this boy was being giving birth to, the mother died. This one killed the mother, and they begin to accuse the innocent child for what he or she was not responsible for. So it could be both ways anyway. Thank you.
Okay. I think we still have very more important points that we can mention under the causes of parental partiality. Take it away, Chioma Capitas.
Yes, let me come in there.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. There's also this instance of when a woman, a young woman, have issues of unwanted pregnancy. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So it will make sometimes, in most cases, the woman will transfer that hatred to the child. Yeah. So this child that stopped me from finishing my school. Okay, I wanted to travel abroad. Piam, and I became pregnant, and this is actually this child that stopped me from traveling abroad. How can I actually love this child? You see, there's been these cases of a parent acting like this towards their kids. They now transfer that ugly incident, all right, that happened, that made them to become pregnant to the child. Okay, they'll now say it was this evil child. You stopped me. I could have gone to the university, but I became pregnant. I never wanted to be pregnant, and you came and you stopped my education. How can I love you? Okay, and they'll say, I was about traveling abroad. Okay, and there are some courses in school that when you are there, you don't become pregnant. Yes. Okay, I was rusticated from school just because I got pregnant carelessly. Why did you just have to come at that time? And so that child has done something, and it's really very crazy. But you see, it's a psychological thing. Okay. They transfer that aggression to that child, and they will hate that baby. they will never even try to let that baby amount to anything. And it becomes a cycle that will just keep on thriving in the home.
Oh my God. Are you just hearing what we're discussing here? Like I told you today, today's topic is a bomb and we are still on it. We're hitting it harder and harder and I'm throwing it to pain. Just go ahead and let's hear what you're taking, because we're still on the causes of parental partiality.
I want to add that to some people that believe in, in our African setting here, some of them believe in reincarnation.
Okay.
So now, because a child was born into the family, maybe a male child or a girl child, and you see the parents say, oh, this one is my grandmother that has just arrived.
Wow.
And you see the parent now showering more love on that little girl or that little boy. If it's a boy, say, is my grandfather or is my father that just arrived. So it's just their own belief. And when you try to let them know, they say, no, this one, he behaves like my late grandfather. In fact, my late grandfather told me expressly that when he dies that he's going to come back. Oh, I believe he has come back. Even some will even tell you, oh, I went to a place as the whatever was praying or whatever, it was revealed to him or to whatever that this one is my late grandmother. So to them, because of those beliefs of reincarnation, they now begin to bestow more love, more attention to that particular child, thinking that is the grandfather that has just arrived.
Wow. Okay, that's very good to know. Wonderful viewers, I think you are enjoying this program with me. Do not forget to call me on 09168284 09168284. That's the number you're going to get me with. Pastor Ben Akara, do you think that poverty and death can also be one of the causes of parental partiality?
Yeah, of course. It can, because when a parent is not well to do, not well enough, they don't have enough resources to take care of the child, and you say, oh, this particular one, there's no need having you around me. We'll try to send him or her somewhere, some other place where they will take care of him or her. So because it doesn't have enough resources, and maybe in such families, these are the kind of parents you have them like 5 kids, some 7, some 8. So the thing is too many, and they cannot cater for all of them. So they want to say, okay, this particular one, because you arrived when there was no money, or there's nothing to take care of you, or you are a girl, or you are a male, whatever. They just prefer this one. Say, okay, these ones will go out. Then they will return some and try to send the rest to some other places where they can be catered for. So it is possible. It can cause it, yes.
Oh, this is so amazing to know. This is so amazing to know. I think I have 1 or 2 more points to ask on the causes of this parental partiality. Okay, and I'm going to throw it on Chiamaka Peters now. Chiamaka Peters, do you think that disability in this form, I'm going to take it on the positive and negative aspect of it. I'm going to take on the negative aspect of it. I need you to explain how can disability affect, a child, or how can disability make a parent to be partial on a child, on the negative aspect of it. Take it away.
All right. Actually, disability on kids tells so much on how much resources or affection that certain parents actually give to their kids at homes.
Yeah.
Right. For instance, a woman gives birth to a child, and 1 year, supposedly, a child is supposed to be working.
Okay.
And that child isn't working. Right. Some parents could react negatively. Right. They can start saying, this child, look at your mate now, look at Adobe. I gave birth, to Adobe was born the same, time I gave birth to you. And Adobe is almost running. And the parents are even planning to enroll her, into daycare. And look at you here, Chuka, you have refused to work. You have refused to work, Chuka. How do you want me to even begin to do another thing? Okay? But there's also another parent that will react, differently. They will now understand that that disability is not the making of that child. Okay, and as a result, it will attract more sympathy from the parents to the child. Okay, they might even seek higher medical, med care for that child. They could go out of their way to almost use the entire resources in their homes, okay, to make certain that that illness will be treated. They will go for a series of tests, consultations to take care of that child. In that bid, they might relegate, the needs of other kids at home, okay, to the background, because they believe that this child is also very special. What is happening to him or her right now is not his fault or her fault. So as a regard, he or she needs greater love, and that transfer of love, goes to that child. So some parents will react very positively and show greater love to that child, while some parents will be very negative in that. They will now blame the child of that, because of that disability. They say, why didn't you just come out the normal way? Must you actually be a bad child to me? Okay? Why do you have to be a child that will not work in my family? Oh, so you want it to be heard that in my family I have a lame child in my home, such a thing. They begin to curse the child, and
and use the wrong.
Yes, they can now start using bad words, negative words, wrong languages, around that child, and you cannot tell how much psychological effects it could have on those kids.
We're just going to be coming to the effect of that very shortly. But before we jump into that, I need Ben to tell us the aspect of disability, on that child. How do you relate it with parental partiality?
Yeah, I think here, speaking out of experience, because I'm visually challenged, and but before I go further, let me just
go ahead.
Yeah, to what our sister said here.
Okay.
That is determined by how enlightened the parents, the particular parents are, their scope of knowledge and understanding. Because my late father was educated, he realized on time that though I was attacked by measles when I was 5, he realized that that was not the end of life. He realized that I can still become something meaningful in life. So he enrolled me in special education center when I was still young. Because he so much believed in me. But the whole thing is that he was enlightened, he was educated. But if he were to be illiterate, he wouldn't have known that, yes, this little child lost his sight. He wouldn't have known that he could still want something in life. So it all depends. So on the positive side also, the disability can also make a parent love that child more, care more. Oh, this one does not walk, this one does not see, so he needs more attention. So it depends on the angle where the parent sees it. So the particular parent will say, oh, because this one is not is physically challenged one way or the other, we should love him more, we should care for him more. If you're sharing something now, say, oh, can't get this one that is blind, give to him first. So that's the positive side of it. But some other parent that is not enlightened, that is not educated, that is not, that is narrow-minded, that is myopic, will also see it as a bad omen. This one that is crippled, no, leave him alone, let him go and die for himself. He won't amount to anything because he is physically challenged. So it all depends both ways. So that's the way it is. So it depends on how enlightened or how narrow-minded the parents are, yes.
Oh my word. I'm really enjoying this program, like seriously. And I know every one of you watching, you're also getting down with us with this, okay? I'm just gonna be going for a short break, and when I come back, my child and I continues. Please do not go away, stay tuned, because we still have lots of things to talk about that will interest you. Stay tuned.
And so you can keep on watching Living TV. I can say in pidgin English. Living TV. Unade Kampe.
Living TV, bringing the word first to you.
Allow me to enjoy myself. Allow me,
Have you heard that Living Television, the latest satellite station on SatView channel, is received all over Nigeria and Africa? You can watch Living Television on every free-to-air HD decoder, including Strong HD and CSAT HD. Why keep paying for monthly subscriptions when you can have fun for free? With Living Television, you can watch lots of wrestling, football, documentaries, and Nigerian films, including discussions and debates on current Nigeria issues. Watch free live matches on La Liga Spain, Serie A, Italy, African Bundesliga, German League One, and French matches on over 80 premium channels. Wow! You can also sponsor your programs such as live church services and crusades, political rallies, burial and wedding ceremonies, promotional interviews, announcements, advertisements, documentaries, and commercials. We are situated at number 1 Judges Street off Ikorebane Road, Aba, Abia State. For further enquiries, call 0805 367 3900. Signed, Management.
I love you.
You are welcome back, wonderful viewers. This is Living Television, your favorite and darling station. And do not forget that we are still on this very segment, My Child and I. And I know so far you've been watching, and so far you've been following, and so far you've actually been enjoying the discussion here, because it has been such an amazing and such an amazing time we're having with you. Before we went for break, we were talking about parental partiality, and we talked about what it is, and we also talked about what could be the cause or the causes of this parental partiality. We mentioned quite a lot. In case you are joining us, I'm just trying to run the synopsis of what we already talked about so that you can follow us pari passu. We talked about a lot that can cause parental partiality. We talked reincarnation, we talked about poverty, death, unwanted pregnancy, and lots more traditional beliefs and lots more. But right away, we're just going to be hitting the effect. So I'm going to throw it on Chiamaka Peters. Can you give us some points? Can you explain to us? Now we know what the causes of parental partiality. What effect does it have on a child who see himself in the midst of parents, or parents who is partial with his or her dealings with him or her?
Right, thank you. In our homes, okay, or in a home,
yeah,
where parental partiality is prevalent, okay, where a parent or parents tend to favor a particular child, okay, over the others, you will definitely see this feeling of inequality. Okay, it breeds inequality at homes, okay? Because people that are loved less, all right, they will also, I feel that we don't belong into this home. And there's going to be a lot of infightings, because they've already seen that when our resources, okay, are being distributed in the family, all right, a particular child takes the biggest share of the resources. All right, so it leads to other children that now feel that they are being relegated to the background, all right, to feel that they don't belong to this home, all right. By that instance, you just see that the family is being divided, all right. Now, some persons will think I am being preferred, some others are not thinking that I'm being loved less.
So what you're trying to say is that this parental partiality brings division in the family.
Definitely, okay, and then it can also lead to infighting. Now you now see quarrelings among the kids, all right?
All right.
They don't agree, all right? And it even lead to them now loving themselves less, all right? It will breed hate at home in their midst,
okay.
All right? Some persons will now always, pick up quarrels that are unnecessary, just because that feeling that they are being cheated in their own father's house.
So they become unnecessarily
hostile. Honestly, it's a terrible experience, honestly.
Right. Wow, this is so, I don't know how to express this, but for real, this topic is really amazing. Ben, please, can you take it over?
Yeah, I just want to, before I come to the effect, I think that's what we're discussing now.
That's what we're talking about.
But I also want to call our attention to another aspect of the whole thing, because when we hear parental, parents, what comes to mind is biological. But I also want to broaden the scope of it, because there are times also you have, when somebody takes in maybe an uncle's child or whatever, you serve as a guardian, you're also a parent. And
Yes.
this is where this thing is prevalent more.
Yes.
This is where you see it more. You see somebody, the biological father is late, or the biological parents are late, and then one uncle takes the kids in. Wow, this is where you see partiality in the real one auntie. In fact, you don't even need any person to tell you that these ones are the biological children of this particular family, and these ones are brought in from so. This is where it is prevalent more than among the parental, the biological parents. Then coming to the effects, it leads to that particular child that is looked down on to have a low self-esteem.
Okay.
He loses self-worth. He doesn't have sense of belonging. Right. He's always withdrawn. He's always, seeing himself as nobody. Even when he's intelligent, but he's afraid. Even when he knows when he or she knows what to do, but because he's already down psychologically, he's traumatized or she's traumatized.
Wow.
She should be, not knowing what to do. So that's one of the things. It leads to low self-esteem, like I said before. So that child will not flow. That child will not be mingling as he or she is supposed to among the rest of the kids. So that's one of the effects here. Thank you.
Wow. Did you just hear that? It's not about only the biological parents that can do this partiality or discrimination, if I can put it that way. It could also be a foster parent. It can also be, So, but I want to throw in something concerning this very topic that we are talking about. Do you think that I'm throwing it to Chamaka Peters. Do you think that in a place where parental partiality exists, do you think that jealousy can prevail there?
Obviously, there is no better ground that can breed jealousy. There's actually no better ground where jealousy can find a heaven, right? To actually come and sit down and be very comfortable.
Okay.
Rather than that kind of scenario, right? Definitely, that's actually the first thing that you see manifesting, in homes like this. When some certain kids are being preferred, okay, over the others, all right, the person that are feeling lesser would definitely think that we are not being loved. So each time a greater resources or a greater affection is being shown to the preferred child, those other ones will crave that, okay, and they'll begin to be envious. Yes, and from envy it will now begin to grow to infighting, to hate among them, to anarchy, all right, and even to a lot of troubles at home.
All right. I also want to chip in this because sometimes we release our children to school, okay? They go to school, whether secondary school or primary school. You discover that before the day runs out, you just discover that they spend much time with their teachers, okay? Do you think that also a teacher, what are the signs that a teacher can see and that teacher will truly know? I want to shift it a little bit, okay? What are those signs that a teacher can see in a child and he knows that this child is coming from a family where there is parental partiality? Because whether we like it or not, in parentheses, the teachers are also the parents of the kids or the children when they come to school.
Homes,
yeah. So take it away.
All right. You see, one of the things we always notice is this child is always withdrawn.
Okay.
Okay. Because the psyche of that child has already been bastardized from home.
All right.
All right. That child is already feeling inferior. It's a terrible thing for a child to feel that my parents doesn't love me, right? Because it is the parents that the child first have contact. The first contact that any child has when the child comes into the world is the parents. And now these parents are supposed to be there and show a lot of love to them. And now the people that they are feeling that they don't love me, and the child will now begin to feel lesser of himself or herself. So when that child now mingles to a larger society, which is the school, that child will now tend to be withdrawn. already I am not loved. Probably there's actually something wrong with me. And with the negative languages that the child hears from home every time, that's probably is my fault. Maybe shaming, yes, maybe this thing that my mommy always talks about me is actually true. Maybe I'm not beautiful enough, okay? Maybe I'm not intelligent enough like my brother Emeka. So why will another person even love me more? So you see that child always tending to keep to himself or herself. All right, even to a greater, a more harsh situation. You see that child even turning into a bully because the child must find expression. Okay. Right, must be able to pour out his or her feelings. All right. That child now turns to become a bully, to other kids.
Wow, Pastor Ben, take it away.
Yeah, just to add.
Yes.
It becomes more aggressive. Yes, more aggressive.
All right.
Because in the home, he or she experiences a whole lot of hatred and malice, discriminated against. So when he comes outside, maybe in the school or in the society, he finds a way to express himself, like our sister said. So he becomes more aggressive. What others would just stay cool and calm, he or she would be trying to shout out and make himself, try to be heard, try to be known, try to express himself, because in the home, he or she is bottled up.
Okay. So it looks like a bomb that want to explode.
Yes.
For a time
outburst, easily outburst.
Okay.
That kind of thing. Yes. Yeah.
Wow. So beautiful to know all these, and we are running down this topic very smoothly and and I know that you really enjoying yourself wherever you're watching us from. Now we have one more thing to talk about and we'll leave. Now we need to tell the people, how do we remedy this situation? How do we cut it off? How do we harness this situation so that's what we're going to talk to them about. And Ben Akarahu, you're taking it away.
I'm going to start it from the beginning.
Okay.
Where it matters most. I think even before we get into marriage, the young ones should begin to know the adverse effect of this.
Yeah.
You understand? Before you get married. Because oftentimes, you see, some people go through, trail that line because they observe their own parents also do the same thing to them. You understand? While growing up, he or she noticed that the parents preferred one person to the other in their family. So he or she also thinks it's the best way to go. So when she gets married also and begins to have children, will also begin to toe the same line. But that is wrong. So as we're even doing this program, is a way of enlightening the people out there, teenagers from the, while you're growing up, begin to see that it is wrong before you get married. So when you have children, there's no reason why you should prefer one to the other. Because if it is disability, he or she, that child is not the cause. If it is circumstantial, that you lost your job when he or she was born, was not her fault or his fault. So the earlier we begin to understand this, the better. Again, let me also come to this side, because all of us here, I know we are religious. So we also see it from the Word of God, from the light of the Word of God, and know that hatred in itself is wrong. You're not supposed to hate, let alone your own kids, your own children. So it is wrong. So you need to understand that you need to learn to love equally, as God loves us equally. Thank you.
Okay, let's just pick this call right away. How it goes. Hello, Living TV. What's your name and where you calling from? Good afternoon.
My name is Troy. You're calling from Partiality.
Okay, thank you for watching Living Television. Can you go ahead and are you making a contribution or are you asking us a question? Whichever way, we are listening. Go ahead.
What do you say, please?
Come again?
Please, what do you say?
I said, this is Living Television. Just go ahead. Are you going to ask us questions based on what we are discussing, or are you going to make a contribution? You know what we're talking about, parental partiality. So what do you have to say about it? Are you asking us a question or are you contributing to what we're saying? Go ahead.
I'm not hearing you very well.
Okay, you can hear me very well. Can you hear me now?
No, it's not clear here.
Okay. All right, we lost that call. She said she can hear us. Maybe she's gonna call again. But we are wrapping up this program. But before we do that, we were talking about the remedies, and you were on that. Ben, are you done with your points?
Yes.
Okay.
We need to learn to love equally, just like God, as God Himself loves us equally.
Okay, so the remedy to this is that parents should learn how to love their children equally. Take it away, Chiamaka
All right,
Peters.
thank you. I would just have to add this. Every child is a blessing. Okay, each time a child, okay, comes into a home is a bundle of blessing that was just wrapped, okay, from God to you. All right, so it doesn't matter whether that child comes disabled, all right, or it was a child that happened out of wedlock, right? Every child is a blessing, and because it's a blessing, it's also a gift. And we cherish our gifts. So every child in the home deserves love, deserves to be cherished. So my advice to parents out there, whether from the foster homes, okay, foster parents or the real parents, okay, love equally. Love equally, because this is actually a fight that no parent will win. It's a monster. Okay, when you put in that seed of hatred, that seed of division, that seed of inferiority complex in the child, is actually no win-win situation for the parents. Because at the end of the day, it comes back to the parents, then to the society, and then everyone is in trouble. So please, parents, love equally, because every child in your home is a blessing from God. Thank you.
You have just heard it from this wonderful guest of mine today.
Can I also add something here?
Okay, just go ahead.
If you're a parent also, please discover the peculiarity of that particular child.
Okay.
All of them must not be the same, because some parents they say, oh, the firstborn is like this. Why is the secondborn not behaving like this? No. Try to discover the weakness and the strength of each of your children. Try to find out, because they mustn't be the same in character. They mustn't be the same in reasoning. Try to the peculiarity, something that makes this one special, from the other one, and begin to appreciate it. Begin to appreciate it, because this is where most parents they fail. Begin to appreciate it. The other child may not be doing so, but the other one could be doing so. Then discover what the other one can do best, and also discover what the other one can do best, and appreciate and encourage it. So that's what I want to add there.
Okay, he has just blown me away with this wonderful contribution. Know that children, they have their peculiarities. They have their peculiarities. All you need to do as a parent, whether you're foster parent or your biological parent, is to help and harness whatever peculiarities that child or the children they have. That is all you just need to do. And you need to love them equally, like they say. You also need to, because when you don't love them equally, it means you are discriminating. Chiamaka Peters said that you should know that every child that God has given to you, they are a blessing to you. So you don't need to discriminate. You don't need to let this one know that you love her or him better than the other. And I strongly believe that when we adhere to all these rules and regulations, if I must call it that, we're going to make a better society. Do not body shame your children. Do not criticize your children. Do not humiliate your children by the words that you speak to them. Do not tell them how coconut head they have, how blank they are, how nonsensical. In fact, I can't even imagine those words, because I can't just spew them out. It's not part of me. So as you are listening, you're a parent or whoever is listening to us, we need you to know that children are blessing from God. No matter how they came, whether they are physically challenged, treat them alike, love them. And also, most expedient, understand that they have peculiarities. They are not in their lives to compete among themselves. They are there to showcase their peculiarity and to excel with it. I think that is all that we'll be having with you today on My Child and I. I'm going to be continuing by next week, Tuesday, same time here on Living Television. But before I do that, I would like my guests to say final bye-bye to our guests, and I throw it to Ben.
Yeah, viewers, thanks for watching, and I want to encourage every parent out there to learn to love equally and appreciate the gifts that is embedded in your kids.
All right.
Thank you.
All right.
All right, for parents, loving, it's actually a natural instinct that will not actually cost you anything. So please give it extravagantly, don't restrain. Thank you for being around.
Wow. Give love extravagantly and do not restrain anyone. I think that is a takeaway for you today. And this is what we're going to be calling it a day. Throwing my curtain today on My Child and I still remain your beautiful host, Adeze Kanka. Till I come your way again. Thank you and God bless you. Bye-bye.
Living Television Trade Fair. This is the way the Living Television is giving back to the society, subsidizing the advertising rate. You can advertise on Living Television Trade Fair. With a subsidized rate, it is no more business as usual, but this time the thing is cut down. You can come to Living Television for all forms of your adverts, and it is very, very cheap. This is the way we are giving back to the society. Living Trade Fair. We are at number 1 Georgia Street, opposite Ezema Police Station in University here in Aba. Come to Living Trade Fair, or we can as well visit your marketplace or your trading place to ensure that the world will know where you are and what you do.